just going to do some stretches.
Stretch, yeah, right.
Do a few vocal exercises.
Yeah, go on then.
No.
No?
No.
No? You sure?
Yeah.
Want to reveal any dark and deep secrets before we get into this?
No,
No?
it's fine.
Shit. Okay. Well, hello and welcome back to the podcast.
You were recording, weren't you?
Yeah.
It was so blatantly obvious. It was so obvious.
I was hoping something just slip. It just goes all silent. Okay, right. Yeah, so welcome back to the podcast. I am joined by...
Pete has a dragon dildo advent calendar.
Fuck off.
I don't know if you remember that, but Loki asked me to say that.
Yes, I know. I know Loki asked you to say that.
There we are.
Especially
That was
considering I got
you,
a message
Loki.
for it while I was at the gym.
Oh yeah, because you said so 7:30. Yeah, who's ready? And I thought, please. You said, please confirm. Confirmed. Pete has a dragon dildo advent calendar.
Asshole. But we're not joined by Dan tonight. I'm almost sure you are Dan.
We are the same person.
You're the
Do you not
same
realise that?
person. Yeah.
That's it.
This is why I don't see you in the same room, and this is why you're hardly
Yeah,
ever on at the same time.
That's exactly it. That's exactly the reason. We
Yeah.
are exactly the same person.
It's really confusing, considering you're Asian and everything. Or are you white, acting Asian?
You see, it's just a bit of I was gonna say a bit of foundation, a bit of makeup here and there.
What,
You
to
know,
make
makes
you
yourself a
white?
bit of weight. That's it.
Oh,
Or,
you're white facing.
The white facing. Or technically, it's hard to say who's the original. Who do you think was the original?
That's what I'm saying. Were you the original, or is Dan?
Oh, is
Yeah.
Dan just secretly
you-
really racist?
Are
Just
you
a
China facing, or are you white facing?
Am I Asian facing?
Asian facing, yeah, that's the one. It's
Asian.
racist if it's Asian facing. If you're putting white on your face, apparently it's not.
No, but if you do it that way, that's just
Yeah,
Chinese
it's just
culture.
comedy. It's just comedy. That's what it is.
That's just China culture. That
Oh no, that's the prostitutes, isn't it? The geishas.
That's Japan, but yeah, same thing.
There's Japan. Hey, I was close. They're near each other.
They're near each other, except they hate each other's guts. But that's we'll past that.
That's in the past. That's it. That's for no, it's still going on. Let's move on. So, fucking hell, what a start. So I've written a few things down, but I think the most important thing we have to talk about is the mid-season. Fuck off! The mid-season finale of The Walking Dead. What do you think? Did you enjoy it? Did it live up to the standards?
I did. Very predictable in a sense. I mean, I could 100% see what was going to happen from a mile away, even from when I finished the last episode, or even from halfway through.
What do you mean? What would happen?
I mean, obviously, it was obvious that they're going to group all the groups together.
Oh, yeah.
Then obviously with the bullet thing as well. That wasn't going to work. It just wasn't going to happen. I mean, I didn't expect them to hit Lucille.
Oh.
I mean, obviously her to shoot, and then obviously hit Lucille, and obviously I thought she would probably die there, but Negan wasn't going to die just like that. I thought
no, but she wouldn't have been killed off. That's the thing. She wouldn't have been killed because one, Negan doesn't kill women.
But he gets.
Well, I think he does in some senses, but
he gets his women to kill women.
Yes, someone else to do it, or he wanted her to see what she'd done, essentially. If you know what I mean. That was the whole idea behind that. Yeah, so we had Tubby lady, Linda, or whatever her name was, Olivia,
that's it.
Biting the dust, bullet to the face.
Yeah, not it's death, but it's not like.
Yeah, that wasn't really. Although when the gun did turn over in their direction, I thought, oh shit.
It's like yes, come on,
kill
Carl, the other eye.
Kill Carl, please, just relieve me of this stress. No, no. So, yeah, that her death was very unexpected, though.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming, but it's not like
yeah, but she's not one of those characters that you enjoy. She's a
Well,
bit
she brought no
dull.
story developments.
No,
It's just she looked after the guns and
failed
she
at that.
failed at that, and that was it really. I mean, she had a pretty good, quite a funny scene with her and Negan last episode.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
about her slapping him because I'm 50% more into you now.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And then we had the big death, which I was very happy with.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean,
Spencer,
he was begging for it.
that
I mean,
brown nosing
it's
little con
oh yeah, but it was.
bastard.
I think anything with any of this kind of Walking Dead, if things like you're getting a relationship, you're gonna die the next episode or this episode. It just happens. Like obviously when he was with yeah, let's get dinner, no strings attached. You're dead. You're dead.
I didn't
That's
really
it.
think about it that way. I just him just getting close to Negan. I was like, it's gonna fuck you up, mate. I know it is.
It's a bit fucking
But
up, yeah.
I think that happened in the comics as well. So
Yeah, it was really
it
I just
was
saw it
pretty
coming.
grim
It was
as
like,
well.
yes, there's a big
Just
ass,
do
massive
it.
knife. Fucking hell, it was massive. It looked huge.
Hmm.
I mean, it was just like obviously plunge in and then pull out. And then, oh look, there's his guts, just spewing out
Well,
of
he
him.
did slide it out. He didn't just pull it out. He did
Well, yeah, slide it a bit, but yeah.
gut him, essentially. It
Hmm.
was funny. Oh, there's your guts all over the floor.
I've never been so wrong in my life.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan has nailed the character for me. I think he's
Hmm.
done a really solid job of
Oh, definitely.
Negan. And
It was just
in general, I think the season is very good. And this episode was good because it kind of culminated in everything and this build up and explosion for what's going to come next
hmm.
really ignites it for me.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously them taking Eugene and then obviously know that he can manufacture bullets. That's
Yeah,
just lets a fire. I mean, they have to do something now, or else in the future they're just going to be fucked even more than they are now because they're just going to have mass-produced bullets.
yep,
So they need to do something.
yep. And
And it's
Daryl,
yeah,
Daryl
it's nice to see him
escaping.
out. I thought it
Oh,
was quite good, obviously quite impactful, obviously that he smashed that guy's head in with a
yes,
steel
with the
bar.
bat. Yeah,
It was like, wow, okay, I can see obviously comparisons there, and obviously he's like, it shows that Negan's broken him.
and he's got his fucking bike pack.
Is it his bike he got? I
It's
can't
his
remember what it
bike. Yeah, that he went looking for his bike.
was. It's his bike. It's like, I know I've got to go now, but I've got to go with my bike. No one of these
Yeah,
other lined up bikes that are long. They're just a dirt. They don't cut it for me. I
yeah.
thought he'd try to find his jacket. I thought he'd find his jacket. I thought that'd be cool. I
No,
thought
no.
do they kill
Dwight's
Dwight?
gonna pop up later in the series anyway, so
Yeah. I thought
yeah.
he would come across Dwight and then he would have a fight or something, or he would wait in the other room.
Well, I
And
don't know. We don't know whether Dwight gave him the key or who. We don't know who
then,
gave him the key in the end. It
well, I thought it was
probably
either be Jesus or it would be
the woman,
the woman, yeah,
possibly, but we never know.
no,
We don't know at the moment. So
no, because you got obviously from like the previous episodes, the talk between Dwight and his ex-wife. Obviously,
yeah,
he's getting a bit fed up, isn't he? Now you can obviously see that he's going to do something
he's
to go
not
against
so
Negan.
fed up. He's trying to survive, and that's
Yeah,
essentially Dwight's character there.
mm.
I'm interested to see what happens to him the rest of the season, and there's going to be more next season.
Mm.
I think there'll be a lot more. Hopefully, I don't want this sort of chapter to end so quickly, if you know what I mean. I don't want the whole of the Negan story done in one series because it's a very expansive thing that can not be drawn out, can just develop a little further down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe a little bit into the seventh series, whatever series it is at the moment. Series 8.
Season 7 now, so yeah,
Yeah,
season
so
8
season
next one.
8. Yeah. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped. And a lot
That
of
was cool.
people
And
I heard
obviously,
were saying, "Oh yeah, it was really good because they were mixing stories in and having multiple storylines." And it's a bit like they weren't having multiple storylines. The only reason they had multiple storylines is because all of the other episodes build up to that episode.
yeah, that was good. I mean, there was a bit we haven't touched on was obviously Morgan and
Oh
shit,
yeah,
wasn't it?
Morgan and Carol.
That's it. So we haven't seen them in a while. Obviously, it's just obviously get a
Yes,
bit of a catch up. But then that guy coming in and saying, obviously, we need to go to war. No, he had. I missed something. Did he have a breakdown in his caravan? Was it he
he
got
did.
picked up a bottle and?
I think I have a feeling that Negan might have killed his family.
Ah, right. Yeah.
Potentially, that's why he wants revenge. I don't know, but that's quite possible.
Yeah. But it'd be interesting to see what happens on the kingdom side because yeah, we've obviously been introduced to them, but we don't really understand like what their 100%
Yeah,
views are. Because they got the peace treaty and stuff like that, but obviously we know that guy obviously wants war. We don't know maybe other characters in the kingdom what they want to do and how much pressure they're being put under. I mean, we did see one transaction like earlier in the series, obviously in just sort of
where
like
they
they're
were
getting
trying
beaten
to
the shit
take
out.
them as well.
Yeah, but obviously, oh yeah, that's it because
And the
they're
one that
feeding
got
them
the
and
shit
poisoning
beaten
meat.
out of him was the one who stood up.
That's it.
Is the one
Yeah,
who's calling for the war. So
that's it.
yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens when we come back, and it comes back on February 12th in the UK.
Hmm.
So
I
it's
mean,
going to be dope
because
shizzle.
with him going into his caravan, I thought he was going to try something on his own to like spark a war or something.
Yeah,
But then, like, if he did that, then there'd be just no point because he knows that he needs the element of surprise and all the people to join him. So he's got to somehow frame the saviors or do something to make the saviors do something so that they fight back. If that makes
yeah.
sense.
But he's been stockpiling.
Yeah,
He's been preparing for, which is yeah, it's exciting. It is certainly
so that's
exciting.
cool.
As for the rest of it, I'm not sure I can think of really much else. Um,
Obviously, they got the big scene at the end of obviously everyone going back to the hilltop, and then
yeah, you have that big thing that took forever of just singular shots of everyone
that's it. Yeah, just
staring at
walking into
Rick
the
and
house like
Daryl.
all. I always makes me laugh. Obviously, they're all equally spaced out. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it was like we're
we
badass.
we
Yeah,
practiced this. We stand in
yeah.
formation.
It's pretty much on the 5 mile walk to the hilltop. They've all gone, all right, Rosita, I need you to go there. All
That's it.
right, and just Carl, you go back there. You can't see, so we'll just keep an eye on the front.
That's I said, don't look at each other. Just look ahead and
Just
just look. Hold
don't
your
look at
chin
the
up high and
explosion.
just like a badass.
Yeah, no, yeah, that was pretty funny. But what about those boots?
Oh
Those,
yes. Now was that like string wrapped around his boot or something or
it
something?
was something like that. It's either that or it was burnt.
Yeah. Do you think that's the guy who owns the boat, or do you think it's someone else?
I didn't think of it as the guy who owned the boat. No, the guy who owned the boat was dead. He used all the ammo, didn't he?
Yeah, but he could still be living on it and kind of going back again, like obviously using it as a temporary base.
Well, how would he get over it? Would be a really difficult slog, wouldn't it? And why would he do that to
Maybe he has
constantly
like
take
a I
things
don't know. He
over?
could have like a something like a kayak in hidden in the bushes or something. Because they didn't really look. They just kind of followed the path. Oh, okay. There's a sign here. Oh, look,
Yeah,
there's a
maybe.
boat here with bullet holes.
I did
Like, cause
watch the
look.
Talking Dead after, and they did say they were showing how they did it. They
Oh,
had
okay.
a like 30 or 40 foot steel base in the water for the walkers
Hmm.
to stand on
Ah, right.
that was
Yeah, makes
four
sense.
foot under the water. Like that,
Oh, I see.
that's fucking massive.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. Getting
Yeah,
that sorted out.
just yeah, just bring it in, boys, and just dunk it in the lake. It's fine. It's just that's such a weird concept, just something so massive, just for that one scene, essentially.
I was certain that chap. Oh, I can't remember his name. Who's the guy who fell in the water?
I thought he was dead. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he got bitten or
Adam
something, or
or
bitten in the
something like
ankle.
that.
Yeah, but
Aaron.
Aaron, that's it. But he gets the shit kicked out of him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I
Yeah,
want to
that was
see Rick
nasty.
flip his shit just once, just flip his shit again.
So it's gonna be so good.
I'm,
It is
I'm just
gonna get
waiting for
really
it because
interesting.
I mean, ended obviously the win when Negan walks off. He's shitting himself once again. It's that face of him. He just dropped a load in his trousers. That's just, it's just that shocked look face. And obviously he was so close to snapping. And I just thought, yes, yes, build the hate.
Let
Let
have
the
the
hate
hate
take
rise.
over. Strike me down and
Yeah,
your
it's gonna
complete
be
your journey to the dark side.
so good.
I mean,
It
we've
really
seen Rick
is.
do bad shit stuff when he's insane, like obviously biting a guy's neck. And you want to see that happen again
Twice.
twice. I mean, not to Negan at first.
Just,
But
like,
he's just one of those
twice.
guys in the way. Like obviously, just wants to. Yeah, we want to see Rick biting shit.
Yeah, we want to see classic Rick back.
We just want him just jaws it up, get some metal teeth, and he's going Pac-Man
Yeah, just
everything.
literally go gnawing
Waka
people's
waka waka waka
throats
waka.
open. Yeah, just wah
That's it.
wah wah.
Just like lunging at people, just going. Meh, and there's Judith
Literally becoming a
behind
walker. Just
with the Tommy gun behind,
yeah.
with the glasses on.
Oh yeah, yeah. His child. Yes. Fucking what's her name? Um,
Judith, isn't it?
Judith. Yeah,
Yeah,
Judith
Judith there
following
with
behind
the
with a Tommy gun. Yeah.
Tommy gun or the
Yeah, in a pinstripe suit, I think would really set it off for me. Be perfect.
or if Judith, because obviously Negan was carrying Judith for a bit for.
Oh God, yeah.
I thought, oh yeah, but I thought Judith just pulls out a knife and goes, "Walking Dead, bitches!"
Yeah, just bring it. And she's got these tiny little pen knives. And just pulls two of them out and just starts climbing up his back with knives. And stabs him a few times in the head. That would be pretty funny. But we've gone completely off, really.
I think it's just perfect for us. That's just how it goes.
So there's a few other things. One in particular is we have a new Fast and Furious trailer, which I
Yes,
sent
I
you.
did see that. I have seen it before. Yeah.
The Fate of the Furious. Now, I don't suppose you heard a little while back that The Rock was apparently taking a dislike into someone on the set.
No, that's news
There
to
was
me.
this
Who
whole
was that?
big thing. There was pretty much this whole drama on the set, and it was that apparently Vin Diesel wasn't holding his weight, and he was just not
Vin
very
Diesel wasn't
respect.
holding his weight.
He wasn't
What?
holding his weight on the set. He was being a bit of a bitch, essentially.
Oh, okay.
And there was this whole thing, and everyone was a bit like, this is a bit uncharacteristic. And then you had all these weird videos from Vin Diesel that were coming out, and everyone was just like, what the fuck is going on here? Now I might understand why. I'm wondering whether it's a sort of ploy by Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel to kind of build something up. I don't know whether try and build that rivalry or something. But it could be that they just don't like each other. I don't know. But it just seemed it's a bit coincidental. And Charlize Theron looks awful. Those dreads, she looks absolutely awful. It's just gone quiet. What did you think of the trailer?
I mean, I'm excited. I mean, yes, I'm excited, yay, and then kind of thinking, oh, okay, well, I'm happy if they just let the series fade.
They should have let it die.
They should have let it die,
and
that's it as well. And it just feels a bit like, because the films will keep coming out, and you're still thinking, oh yeah, Paul Walker's not really in it, is it? I mean, yeah, he wasn't the only character, but you'll always be reminded that, oh yeah, he's dead, isn't he? And obviously that 8 was a good finish. Like good 8 was a good place to leave it, and that now
7.
it's just solely 7. Sorry, is a good place to leave it. Now that just feels a bit like, well,
yeah, and this whole Vin Diesel going rogue and boning another woman for some reason, it just seems a little bit weird. You go through all of that to then betraying everyone. And his muscle car, that scene where he's got literally all the cars attached to him, in a muscle car, and then he just stamps on the accelerator and he lifts the 2 cars up and they smash into each other. It's just like, for fuck's sake, really, really? It's like, I know action movies and Fast and Furious have been a little bit creative with physics, but you've got 12 cars attached to you. Let's get some realism here. That just isn't going to happen. It was very weird, and it's uncomfortable.
It is. I know we'll complain about it all we like, but that is, we'll still go watch it.
We'll probably go watch it, yeah, and we'll see what it is. And I'm sure
but I think
it'll probably be a good fun action movie, but
yeah, it'd be good. But it's just like
it shouldn't have been made.
that's it. It's just let it just they're at a good place, and people just got to learn to say no. That's it. Just let it go. You can relax.
But Vin
I
Diesel's
mean,
accountant is like, do it,
put
do it,
more
man.
money. Because wasn't there like I don't know if the film's actually come out. Obviously, there's that new do it like Triple X film.
Oh, that's coming out. Yeah. Have you seen the trailer for
Yeah, and
that?
that
That's
looks like
Jesus
I've seen the
Christ.
trailer for it. It looks. I mean, the first one was cringy enough. It's just
They
yeah,
are a
it's just very
corny set of
cringy.
movies, and yeah, like I don't know why people keep saying Vin Diesel is a great actor. Let's be perfectly honest here, he's awful.
He's the same character each time.
He's not the same
Just
character each
sort
time.
of,
He's just Vin Diesel.
but
He's got he can't do an
it's the
accent.
same. No, I can't do that. It's just the
And
same
the
type of
only
character.
character that he's really sort of developed and done something with is fucking Groot. Because he did it in all different
I forgot
languages.
about Groot. You did, yeah.
Which is
I
literally,
forgot about Groot.
it's like, yeah, okay, you might be a nice bloke, I don't know, whatever. He's not one of those people that I would go out of my way for, if you know what I mean. If you see like a movie star and you see, not Leonardo DiCaprio, that's a bit of a step, but say, I don't know, Matthew McConaughey, and then you've got Vin
Yep.
Diesel over there. Who do you want to see? I would probably go for Matthew
Um,
McConaughey.
Probably, yeah. You're right. I probably
Yeah,
would see Matthew McConaughey.
and there's a lot. He's sort of that weird uncle that you like, but he's just a bit weird, so you choose to not see him as often, if you know what I mean. Don't know, that analogy might have been completely fucking weird on its own.
No, I think I know what you're trying to say, but I don't know if you got the analogy 100% right
Okay,
there.
well maybe someone else will understand it. Maybe, I hope.
That's
Please, no. So it'll be yeah, certainly be
yeah. I can still go
interesting.
watch it, and obviously, and see what we think. But my opinion still stands that they should let it die round about now.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously the other big news of was technically last week was the Nintendo Switch
Yeah, that
on Jimmy
looks
Fallon.
interesting. Oh yeah, because he went on to the they showed
They
a
showed it on his
prequel
show,
Legend
yeah.
of Zelda thing, wasn't it? Legend of
A
Zelda,
pre-build, yeah.
and also the Mario game for the
Mario
I've
Tap, yeah.
yeah, I have actually seen the film, but I heard obviously that it wasn't too bad. It was a bit bad. Have
It
you seen the
actually
video?
looks very good. And
Was Zelda
people were
or
even
the
just the whole thing in general. The Zelda game
hmm,
looked pretty funky, but
yeah,
the one thing that really stood out, and a lot of people were like, "Holy shit, that's running really well." So what happened is they were playing it on the big screen
yeah,
via the Switch tablet as you would normally,
yeah,
and they then pulled it out, pulled the tablet out of the dock, and he started playing it um, on the tablet. And they
yeah.
got a screen. They actually got a camera on the screen, on it in his hands as he was playing it, and the fucking frame rate was amazing.
Yeah,
It
I've seen
ran
some couple of videos of that, and
beautifully.
it does look very, very well done. Obviously, that
Yeah,
kind of that transition between obviously handheld and obviously playing on the big screen.
but
Um,
the performance is there. You don't
hmm,
get that performance from a £400-500 next gen console that has all of these new bells and whistles, apparently, and you're
you've
getting
gone
it
very
from an
robotic.
sorry, you're getting it from a Nintendo Switch. I don't know why I'm going robotic, mate. Sorry.
That's right.
It's probably mother downstairs on the computer. But yeah, it just looks very good, and I think they've done a very good job with it. Obviously, there is a problem there. It's on a TV show. It might have been a build
Yeah,
to deceive a little bit, just make it look better than it potentially is. But there is the hope there that it was running very smooth. It was running at a very good frame rate, and the quality of it looked good and responsive.
hmm.
And that's all
I'd say
crammed
Nintendo
into a
has a good
tiny little
record
tablet.
of that kind of. Yeah, I mean, obviously, nothing. Nintendo have a good record of obviously when they make games, obviously it runs really well. I mean, there's no other games like obviously
Yeah,
um,
performance-wise, they've been fairly decent, But that's the thing. The
And just like
games haven't been.
hardware-wise, it's just always been they've never pushed it to the limit. I would
Yeah,
admit
because
that.
the
Obviously,
games
they
have
don't.
never
They were
been thrown at them at full whack, if you know what I mean.
yeah, that's it. And obviously, for games that obviously went through cross-platform, they've never, obviously Nintendo was the last one you'd buy a game for when you could buy it for say Xbox One or PS4 if you had it.
Exactly, yeah.
But obviously, so I can understand that obviously that Legend of Zelda and obviously Mario games and games produced by Nintendo, they're 100% optimized for that console. They never really push it. I mean, I've only come across one, and obviously it was a new Pokemon game, and that's for their frame rate gets pretty shit. That's the only time once that I've obviously been with Nintendo that the frame rate gets a bit.
Okay.
But that's pretty. Yeah, in the Pokemon game, there is a certain bit where you fight totem Pokemon, and there's like an aura thing happens around it, and there is a huge drop in frame rate, like really noticeably, which was really disappointing. But that's the only thing I've ever noticed while playing any Nintendo game, which is quite impressive, really.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have that many Nintendo products. I think the last one I had was the Wii. Or was it my DS? Could be my DSi.
Could be
3DSi. With the little camera thing on
Yeah,
it.
it's pretty. Yeah, the DS. I think. Don't know if it's
Yeah.
3D. Has it got 3D? Do think you have 3D?
Oh no, sorry, no, it's just a DSi.
DSi, yeah, it's pretty DSi. I
Yeah.
can't remember what the release
It's an
dates of
old one.
consoles are anymore.
It's an old one. But no, I've never had any problems with that. All of my consoles have been very good. Until pretty much until I got onto fucking Xbox One. The irony, I go to a next gen console and I hate it because it runs like dog shit.
Oh shit. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Dear.
It's just, wow. The way the world's going. But in other news for the Switch, you heard of ukulele?
No, what's that?
You haven't heard of the
I've
game
heard
ukulele?
of a ukulele, but I'm not.
No, the game.
No, I haven't. No.
So
What's
it's
ukulele?
ukulele is a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh right.
Yeah, and the developers, or a load of the team that originally developed Banjo-Kazooie, formed their own studio and started building ukulele. They put it up on the Kickstarter and it got a really good budget behind it. They hit their targets and they started creating the game for it. They have finally released a date for it, which is going to be April 11th of next year, I think, which suggests that the Switch will be out around about that time as well. But it was cancelled for Nintendo Wii U and gone over to the Switch. So evidently, there can't be that much difference in hardware, I guess. But yeah, ukulele looks wicked, and I really wish I got to have a go with it at EGX. But the queue was absolutely massive.
Right.
It was giant, and I was like, no, I'm not waiting in that.
I haven't played a game like that in so long. Honestly, like when I think of ukulele and Banjo-Kazooie, I mean, immediately comes like the Donkey Kong games. I don't know if you ever played like DK64 and stuff. But immediately that pops that kind of play style. I haven't played a game like that in ages. I'm not actually 100% sure I would enjoy playing games like that anymore.
Ukulele looked really good, and I still like whenever I got the chance to play Banjo-Kazooie, I relished it. I loved those games. They were so good. And I believe they even released them for Xbox at some point. But you've got others that are sort of in that sort of style, which is Ratchet and Clank, which are fairly good games. It's sort of like a platformer adventure, isn't it, really?
That's it. Now that I think about it, I probably actually played a bit of Spyro when that came out for Nintendo GameCube. I think I played that for a bit.
Spyro was good as well, wasn't it? Do you remember
Spyro,
the skateboarding
Crash
one?
Bandicoot and stuff. What, for a Spyro?
Yeah, the skateboarding Spyro game.
No, I never think I ever played that.
Oh God, I can't remember what it is. Are you on Google at the moment? You've got
skateboarding
Spyro. It was such a good game. I loved it. I loved it to pieces. But, let's see if I can find it my end as well.
Spyro Year of the Dragon. Is that
might be it.
Obviously, they they're not just like a whole set on skateboarding, is it? It's just like a mini game inside of a Spyro game.
No, it's a whole game.
Oh shit.
Spyro skateboarding. I searched that. Spyro Year of the Dragon skateboarding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that probably was it.
Jesus.
I seem to remember it being completely skating. It was wicked. It was great fun.
Shit.
But the
Just watching a
Spyro
video.
games were just fantastic in general. I miss those games.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't take that further in this. Obviously, they did tiny bit, but I suppose people got sick of it after a while, didn't they? Because there was like a mix up between Spyro and Crash Bandicoot for a while, I think.
I'm trying to
I
remember
think
that really old. Do you remember Croc?
Croc.
Yeah, the classic PS1 game. CROC.
Oh wow! Yes, I do vaguely remember
Yeah.
that. That makes me
Now,
feel really old.
when I first got a PlayStation 1, it wasn't a PlayStation 1 as a lot of other people will know. I got the PlayStation 1 Mini, the portable
What?
one. You know, the tiny little one that you could attach a screen
Yeah.
to? I had that. And
Wow,
that
that's
screen was like a ratio of 4:3, pretty much to now standard. But I used to play all my games on that, and I fucking loved it.
God, that'd
I
be pretty
miss
awesome
those
actually.
games. They were so good. I just want to be able to get all of my sort of original consoles. I want to bundle them up, and I just want to get all of those classic games for them, and I just want to play through them. Just have a good laugh and just go through them and see what they're like. If you
Good
can
old
work out
retro
how to
gaming.
exactly, and if you can work out how to record the classic games as well through the consoles or whatever, that would be even better. That would be really
Yeah,
interesting, actually.
probably the only way you can do that now is like through emulators, but then you kind of take away from the actual
I'm almost sure there's
feeling.
video cards and stuff you can.
Probably, you probably need a bit of
There's
tinkering, obviously, to get
there's
everything
probably
set
going to
up
be like
correctly.
half a dozen cables you need to actually get it to work, but
It's
yeah,
just boxes attached to boxes and
yeah,
cables
essentially.
into a PC, and then configuring and stuff like that.
But
Because you
hey,
probably have to control record the screen rather than the actual console gameplay, and then just record audio over it. I would imagine.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think I've seen some other YouTubers like Super Best Friends. They have done some stuff where they play really old retro games. So I don't know. There must be a way of doing it.
Yeah,
But
that's a good way.
yeah, I just need to get a half decent job that pays me a decent wage and actually gives me the hours I want, so I can actually afford the consoles I want. But as soon as I get
Well,
that job, I'm buying them. Just fucking give them to me.
uh,
No, I
fair enough.
can't. Yeah, I just want like a whopping great big wall in a nice shelving unit and just have all of them there, sort of lit up as well. They all have their own little compartments, the games above them. You know, it would look wicked. Nice big screen.
Proper gaming room. You need a proper like just a
Exactly.
room just set for it, and obviously like not no bed, no other desks or anything. Just
Yep,
game, just solids to just video games. Just
I know. It would just be
that's it.
fantastic,
It's a
wouldn't it?
dream. It's a dream. I think you pretty allowed in there is for the sake of it. I don't know, a fridge maybe to hold some nice
And a
drinks or
dog bed.
something.
And a dog bed.
A dog bed, a dog
Yeah.
bed's fine.
And a lazy boy.
A lazy boy.
Yeah.
No, and just a
Or those
massive
love
telly.
sack things. You know, those giant beanbag things?
Oh, like well, the one I used to have, but maybe a bit nicer.
Like really nice ones.
Yeah, because my other one was shit. God, that was a hunk of shit.
That was just plastic, wasn't it?
No, it was like obviously like proper beanbag, but it's just really weird shape. And obviously you sit in it, and then you kind of all the beads just kind of move to
Oh
the
shit,
side, and then you
yeah.
just kind of fall onto the ground. Like, oh, this is
Yeah,
comfortable.
not a very condensed one, was it?
Yeah, but you could like sit on it like it was a weird. It looked like a what's it kind of thing, like a giant
Yeah,
what's it. So you could just put
yeah.
it on its like standing up, and then you sit on it that way, and then you feel like you're gonna fall over.
Yeah, and you're about 3, 4 foot off the ground.
Yeah, that was it. It's just like shitting yourself. You're just waiting
Yes.
for it to hear a big bang. I think, oh no,
But no,
here it comes.
that's the plan. If
Anyhow,
I can afford it, get a nice big room, or get a flat or whatever that has enough room. I want just a room devoted to gaming. Just that. Just that would be perfect. And hey, if it actually has decent internet in the place as well, we could fucking stream. Could you see that? Oh my
My
god!
God, it doesn't sound believable. You're talking crazy, Pete. Get
I
out of
know,
here,
I
you
know.
insane madman.
It's fucking crazy, man. Crazy.
Right, before we get too sidetracked, I want to whine and kind of compliment in a way, obviously, the game I've been playing recently
Oh
is
yes, yes. Let me just
Final
turn that
Fantasy
down.
Final Fantasy 15. So I finally finished it. It took me a while,
You didn't
but actually,
just to confirm you
I
didn't do the 30 or 40 hour
I haven't done a lot of the post
boss.
game. I've just kind of, I mean, obviously, I've done the story and obviously done quite a few of the side quests and things like that. Um, Overall, obviously, I'm playing on the PS4. It is a very beautiful game. The scenery is really nice. Some of the landscape is, really expansive, and it does feel like you get because the
Yeah,
map is huge,
I
so it
did
does feel like
watch a
it takes a
couple of
while to get
bits
from A to
of
B.
it from Super Best Friends again.
That's, yeah,
Um,
because you've got different ways of getting around. Obviously,
yeah,
you got the car, you got the regalia, which is your car pretty much, and obviously you
which looks
can
like dog shit, by the way.
you can customize. There's a lot of customization of obviously like adding like colors and things like that.
No,
And
just still
obviously
those fucking
later
annoying.
on, you can fly. Obviously
Yeah,
fly around.
yeah, I know,
But that
I know,
that's
and
a
it's just
weird thing, the flying thing. Obviously, so you're only allowed to park on the roads. And usually I was kind of expecting, you'd fly it around a bit and then you press X when you're over the road and then I don't know, the computer would take control and then it would just land you down. Nope, you have to control it all the way down. And if you fuck it up, you die, game over. You have to go back to your
fucking
save.
hell.
I thought, fuck, this is actually a bit more difficult than I thought it'd be.
So you
And,
literally have to save when you're in the sky.
I mean, there's auto saving quite a few times. Obviously, it's not too bad, and you can't auto save. I think when you're in the sky,
Oh
um,
Christ.
but it just feels like, oh, okay, this is really dangerous. I don't think I like this. I think I'm just going to drive there, or I'm just going to do a quick jump, which costs money, like 10 gil, which is piss all. But anyway, that's the one side of the thing. Storyline, obviously, for Final Fantasy 15 games, the story is just one of the biggest things. It was one of the things that made the series, really, really good. I mean, when was the last Final Fantasy you played? It was 13, wasn't it? And you never finished it.
Yep. And I
What
don't
was
remember the story at all.
the storyline was shit for that. Don't even get me started. That's the whole other video, which I think I've touched before. Fuck's sake. So like obviously there's the pacing of the game. There's like 13 chapters, and obviously you kind of go from chapter to chapter. And the first half of the game, it's a really good pace. You have time to explore the world. You can do side quests, and the game slowly progresses as you're trying to get to. You're trying to get to, well, the first part of the game, you're trying to meet Luna Freya, which is your wife to be, pretty much. And things get in the way and stuff like that. And obviously, you fight against Titans and Aeons. But the thing that really pisses me off is that the ending of the game, the storyline, it just kind of you get swept up into the storyline too much, and you just can't escape it. You can't go back. You can go back into the main world, but you have to go back in time. So that's a bit of a fuck up. But there's before the game even came out, there was so much done to build the story of how. I mean, what was that? There's the film, which I got on the Blu-ray with the game as well. There's the film with Sean Bean and all that loss as well. They did like an animated
Thanks,
series.
bitch.
Yeah, that's it. There's the animated the anime ones that came out like 4 episodes, obviously like building up in the weeks as well, building up on the characters. There was like loads of other stuff. I mean, the game was in development for 10 years. Obviously, little bits obviously came out here and there, and it feels like they just took a whole big shit on it, really. I mean, there's the big up that there's two nations going to war. Didn't feel like that at all. No conflict of war, I
It
felt.
didn't look like war when I watched the video. It looked pretty
I mean,
peaceful. It looked like they were going for a cruise over the desert, and then a fucking
that's it.
giant
That's it.
vulture
I
came
mean,
at them.
the premise is obviously like this Niflheim has just taken over the capital city of Lucis, and so but you think that they've been premising that they've been fighting for war for ages, and obviously now there's this kind of peace treaty going on. Didn't feel like that at all. I mean, it just felt like, okay, I'm too much just four guys going around, and then this, some robots come and try and kill you. Pretty much, that was it. Um, and then like they bigged up some of these huge characters, especially like in the animated films. No, not really. Never felt like I never really even met them. To be honest, you bigged up some like some character development in the films of us like another prince hating the king or something of the other land. I'm kind of vaguely going over this. No, didn't feel that at all. Lost all the hate. No, seems pretty peaceful guy. Doesn't seem that bad really. Shows up once.
So you had very little motive.
I mean, yeah, there's motive obviously because the real thing that makes the game really nice is the relationship you build with the four main characters.
If
But,
I'm
like,
honest,
other things.
the literal about 15-20 minute video that I watched, I couldn't stand half those characters. I'm sorry, they just fucking annoyed me.
They do build on you.
Just such generic and awful accents as well. You had the British dude with the god awful hairstyle.
They all have pretty weird hairstyles.
Yeah, but like the blonde hair that just jets up.
Prompto, yes. I mean, actually, I would say Prompto, the guy who you talk about that, he actually makes the characters bearable in a way. Because if they didn't, dear God, I would slit my wrist because everyone's so fucking depressed 24/7.
Jesus Christ,
really
and you've got that kid that just jumps around and slides everywhere.
So that's Noctis, the main character. So he's the king. He whines a bit like a bitch.
Noctis?
Most of the game.
I thought he was blonde-haired.
So no, there's Prompto, which has the gun, who you were saying has the English accent, who I'm thinking you're talking about.
He's the sort of tall one, posh dude.
No, sorry, that's Ignis. So
okay,
posh dude is Ignis. He pretty much is like Noctis's kitchen bitch.
That's what I mean. He's just an annoying bastard.
Yeah, he's pretty much there to look after everyone and like make strategy stuff. I mean, they all obviously they are different. Yes, it's just like Spock. He's pretty much like Kirk Spock, pretty much.
But worse.
They got Gladius, who's obviously like the bodyguard, who obviously pretty much just rips the shit out of Noctis 24/7, calling him a pussy.
And looks like a douche.
He's got a mullet, pretty much.
You got that kid that skids around on the floor.
Yeah, you got Prompto, but he's actually makes the game bearable, I would say, because Noctis is whining,
so
Ignis is being quiet and just anyway. But anyway, I can actually be here for an extra whole hour just whining about this. But overall, I whine a lot, and I do this even in my writing reviews. The game isn't that bad. The combat system, obviously, most Final Fantasy games are all turn-based. Obviously, they've abandoned that now, so it feels like more like a Kingdom Hearts game. And the combat isn't too bad, but there's only one problem, which happens in quite a few other games. The camera. The camera is dog shite. Too many times I'm fighting like a massive boss, and like the camera is literally up the boss's rectum, and all I can see is just shit just pouring out as I'm slowly dying because it's stomping on my face. That's the only problem, and I'm trying to warp away so the camera gets back. Nope, doesn't let me because I can't see where I'm warping to. And so then usually, I never ever died in the game. I got down to 0, but obviously you can get Phoenix down and you're back to your normal self. But that was the only problem with the combat, was the actual camera. But the storyline just felt a bit rushed at the end, and it was really confusing.
So it was literally, they got to the sort of 10-year mark and went, shit, we need to finish the story quick.
I saw a article released out that they're going to release a couple more, like in the next year, like more DLC, like to obviously expand the characters a bit more, and obviously because apparently a lot of people complaining about Chapter 13 where everything felt a bit rushed, so they're adding more scenes. Pretty much they're already saying, okay, yeah, we've got the basics down, we can release this. Now we're going to release the free content now, and obviously to make it seem
it's better. Free. It's actually free. Okay.
It's going to be. They said it's going to be free, but that's another thing as well. There was scenes where your character seemed to disappear. There's one scene that the big guy he disappears, no reason at all, doesn't explain why, just goes off. He goes, "Oh, I'm going now for a minute," and he comes back with a massive scar on his face. What the fuck happened to you? Think of a good story to fucking mention. You've got a badass scar on your face, and everyone's like, "Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, not gonna ask." You're supposed to be the king's bodyguard. You're supposed to be looking after the king. You fuck off like for a good old chapter and come back with a fucking scar on your face. What the fuck happened, dude?
Oh, fucking hell.
But overall, I would say it is a good game. It is really fun in a way. I may moan about the storyline and stuff, but I moan about all storylines every game.
They just don't really appeal to me anymore.
No, I think there's only been one perfect storyline, which I think is pretty much perfect, and that was, well, there's actually few, but the main one that pops to me for JRPGs is Tales of Symphonia. Just hands down. I've never.
Damn good.
Still play that to that day. I mean, that may be Final Fantasy 9, but there we are. But Tales of Symphonia.
I've got it on Steam.
Fucking good game. Fucking good game.
Fucking good game.
But
I'll tell you what, there,
I would probably.
if you want to wrap up, because we're 45 minutes in.
No, you should listen to more of my rant of Final Fantasy 15.
Oh
I
god.
would rate it a probably 7.5 out of 10. I'm not
7.5
quite.
out of 10.
Yeah, I'm still playable, and I probably would play. I was still going to play probably the post stuff, see what it's like. But the story felt so rushed, and obviously the 10-year wait did feel a bit like, oh, okay.
Didn't
Yeah.
feel worth it in the end.
Oh no, it was definitely a good game, and I'll still play it again. But it's just the story felt rushed, and yeah, it just felt a bit rushed at the end, really, which is disappointing. So, yeah.
Fair play. Well, we
You may
must
wrap it up.
wrap it because it's like 45 minutes and this is going to be a bitch to upload and edit. So
Yes,
if you
right.
enjoyed
Yes.
this one, like, subscribe, tune in next time for more of the podcast and all the other shit we do on this channel. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye bye.